It's so wee and perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a little
It is one of the most beautiful theatres in the country. It really is.
Wild Rose began with this character, Rose-Lynn Harlan, just roaring into my head, sort of fully formed, singing, just being utterly herself, and she's never changed. And that was about 15 years ago or even more. I'm from Glasgow, as you can hear. I am obsessed with country music and have been since I was 12. And the real spark of the idea was a long time ago watching an episode of The X Factor. There was a girl, she was phenomenal, she was definitely going to go through. I was rooting for her from my couch, and then of course they did the little exploitative VT after where they say, but actually this girl's been in prison and she's got 3 children in care and blah blah, and then suddenly I was like, gosh, I don't know what to want for this person. And there seemed to be such an interesting dramatic question there, which was, if you are that phenomenally talented, do you have carte blanche to just pursue your dreams, or once you've got kids, is it that ship sailed and you have to just like get your head down and adjust to reality? But from the very beginning, I always dreamt that it would be a musical one day. That was always the dream, Wild Rose plus John Tiffany in a theatre, so here we are.
My relationship with the project started when the film first came out back in 2018. I remember coming out and saying to my partner, you know, if I still lived and worked in Scotland, I worked in Scotland for years, then I would be all over that like a rash. I just loved it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. And it really, I mean, obviously because Nicole's from Glasgow, but it seemed to tell a story of Glasgow that felt very familiar to me, very moving.
I got into country music. I was 12 years old, I was awake in the middle of the night, I was watching TV in the graveyard slot on BBC Two, and Mary Chapin Carpenter was up there with Patty Loveless and Trisha Yearwood, and she was singing the song called He Thinks He'll Keep Her, and it was just amazing to me. It just sort of contained so much that I hadn't heard in any other kind of music, and I just fell in love with it. It gives you language for emotions that I think growing up in Glasgow, it was quite an emotionally inexpressive culture that's reflected in the story of Wild Rose and between Rose-Lynn and Marion. So suddenly I feel like my aperture for understanding my own emotions widened just through listening to country music. And
Beyonce has just kind of widened the subject matter, I think, for country music. I've always been a fan of country music. Obviously, who isn't a fan of Dolly Parton? It's like you say in the play, it's like saying you like breathing, that you like Dolly Parton.
Oh, it's just been such a ride so far, working with John and just having never written for theatre before. Maybe that's foolhardy to disclose that, but I just feel like I've just gone into this so open, although the story has been with me for a long time and the characters are like more real to me than my own family. I feel it's been so new and refreshing to be going through this process for theatre. I'm really loving it.
I've never made a show at the Lyceum, and I've had work kind of here, but being back in Edinburgh, making a show in Edinburgh, makes me feel very happy indeed, working with Scottish actors, with Scottish technicians, Scottish producers, etc. It feels like coming home.
I am so excited to be making the show at the Lyceum. I'm so honoured. I mean, imagine having a first stab at theatre at all, and coming to this place and walking here. I don't know Edinburgh that well. Walking here and then just down a wee alley, and then there's the castle and there's the theatre, and it's just thrilling.
So for me, it's a homecoming, and for you, it feels like a whole new adventure.
Exactly.
Is there a song for that?
Give me half an hour.
Wide open spaces.
Oh yes!
The Chicks.